gonna tell you your business, because I sure as shit wouldn't want you telling me mine, but if you're gonna be asking your old comrades for help, I doubt they're gonna want to do it if you're also bearding the rebels, you know?
Hello there, Zachariah. What do I owe the...
Well, now that you're asking, with Victor and the ASC after me, my only options are to keep running or retaliate. To retaliate, though, I need some allies.
I know you're right. Know it's a worthy war you'll wage. Know I owe you. But I can't risk joining with you, Zachariah. Don't... I am sorry. And despite all that...
No hard feelings. Had to ask.
Ain't wanted here, pal. Piss off!
Come on, guys, let's get it!
I mean, I don't really care, but not everyone's
Mr. Mancer, the site...
If I'm gonna destabilize Colonel Victor, I'm gonna need some allies.
Then you better keep looking, Mr. Mancer. Unfortunately.
I gotta go.
Then go.
Fortunately, this is beyond my skill level. Unfortunately, this is beyond my skill level. Captain, good to see you. So what did you learn?
Strange things. Scott Seeker was, apparently, much more respected back in the day. He even managed to convince the army at one point that he could heal and trigger mutation. The idea of triggering mutations apparently really got some interest, and the army launched a new division and put him in charge. Even brought him a few mutants to run tests on, one of which was his son. Obviously never went anywhere. Nobody got healed. The program was shut down, and the mutants, including his son, were terminated. So sad. Almost makes you want to look at the old man differently.
Yeah, sure does. Thank you, Captain.
Truly heartbreaking. Scott thought he could defeat nature. Even when his intentions were good, his son paid the price.
He did his best to save him and still lost everything. He didn't even know there was a place where mutants lived free.
If he tried working towards acceptance rather than playing dice with fate, his son would still be alive.
To find there, Amelia?
I don't know, debris? Tracks? Just something to help me understand how a top reacher like my dad could get lost on Eos Chasma, one of the easiest fucking roads on the planet.
My guess, he got into an accident. Something he couldn't avoid. It's happened to us, after all.
Maybe. I just want to find out. That's all I'm asking.
I fear I may be getting sick.
Sorry, Scott. I understand that looking for the remains of your best friend is probably painful, but Amelia deserves answers.
Sometimes the past just gives us answers we were afraid to know. I just hope that won't be the case this time.
Even if we find the rover wreck, it'd be easy pickings for a passing scavenger or thief. So there might not be much left.
The fuck you say that for?
Sorry, I just don't want you to get your hopes up.
Whoa, Amelia, ease up. I know you want answers, but it's probably best not to crash while looking for a crash site.
You kidding me? Wonder what you'd say if we actually went fast.
I guess everyone's version of moderate is different.
Your father's rover. Do you believe you'll be able to find clues explaining what happened?
And that's what I'm hoping. Most of the rover's still intact, so if we're lucky.
Looks like we found a tablet. And it still works.
Scott, I don't know if you'll ever get this message. It doesn't really matter now, I guess. Of my own peace, I just need to... So many things I wish I could tell you. My last thoughts and breaths are filled with regrets. I can't even blame you for sabotaging my rover. I was supposed to be your friend. I was supposed to be there for you. I was supposed to try to empathize with all the hurt and fear you were going through. But all I could bring myself to care about is making you stop obsessing about your son. Make you go back to being your old self for my own benefit. To have my old friend back. It was selfish. I was selfish. Even from the outset. The only reason I ever helped was just to help bring an end to the obsessing. And in the end, my own obsession with that goal led me to take away your son so you would stop. I wanted to take him so far away that you'd have no recourse but to give up hope. But you figured me out. You stopped me, and now I'm paying for it. I'm so thirsty. The rover is becoming unbearably hot. Unbearably hot. Forgive me, my friend, as I forgive you. Tell my daughter I'm sorry for not being courageous enough to keep her by my side. I should have fought for her. Stopped her from being taken away from me. Between the two of us, you were always the better father. Good to your boy. And here I am. Sid, never mind. Farewell, Scott. Take good care of Amelia for me, my friend.
I can't even... He was here the whole time? Not even that far from Ophir. If I ever find out who sabotaged his rover, who's responsible for him dying? You find something?
Yeah, I found this. There's a message on it, Amelia. One you're not gonna be happy to hear.
Whatever it is, it's better than not knowing the truth. Give it.
Scott, I don't know if you'll ever get this message. Regrets. I can't even blame you for sabotaging. I was supposed to be there for you. I was supposed to try to empathize with all of you. The only reason I ever helped was just to help bring an end to the obsessing. And in the end, that you tell my daughter I'm sorry, but to give up courageous enough to keep her by my side. So I should have fought for the Rover. Take good care of Amelia for me, my friend.
Where the hell, Scott? Where is he? I found my father's rover and a tablet he left. You're a fucking murderer. And to think I called you a friend all these years.
What are you... What tablet? What...
You're gonna pay for his death. I promise I'm gonna make you pay!
Amelia, stop. You heard what the captain said. Scott launched an entire military program just to save his son. He did everything he could to help him, and it was all in vain. What he did to your dad? It was awful. But he was just doing whatever he could to save... Look at him. He's paid enough already.
I don't give a shit! I barely knew my dad because of him! You fucking pathetic old piece of shit! Get the fuck out! Just get out! Get out before I change my mind! Zach, I know I'm a lot to deal with. I got a shit-poor temper and I talk like a sewer, but I gotta say, no one's ever done anything for me. And you've gone out of your way to... I just never met a guy like you. Shit. It sucks being on the road with no privacy. If we did, it'd make you shoot more than a little electricity. That too forward? I'm no lady, Zach, but if you ever want to meet up without the others around...
Maybe not like a lady I've ever known, but I like you how you are. Sure. Next time we get a break, let's do it.
I'll pay a little visit to your room, then. Oh, the things I'm gonna do to you.
Sorry, Amelia.
Leave me alone.
This is what I feared. It is better to let the dead rest.
So, you guys don't think it's kind of toasty?
Amelia, look at me. You have to move on. You cannot change the past. All we can do is make the best of the time we have.
Shut up!
Can I come in?
Come here.
I may not be the perfect girl, Zach, but I think we make a kick-ass team. And I want to stay together. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I think I love you.
We're together for the long haul, so you're stuck with me, kid. Amelia, I love you. I think we got everything you need. You able to fix the pump now?
Yeah, I got this shit on lockdown. Give me the parts. Shouldn't take long.
Now that we are at full strength, we must devise a way to compromise Victor's popularity at the Assembly.
I've got a lead. There's this grizzled old general who's been bitching about the lack of info he gets about Aurora. Right now, he's the only one with the balls to call Victor the Dictator incompetent. According to him, the Aurora Dowser's down shit creek and may have been booted off his post. If we can prove that General is right and isn't just some senile old man, maybe the Army's head honchos will be pissed enough at the Colonel to kick his buns in the sun.
We would need hard evidence.
I'm almost positive that Dandolo can help us. Noctis sends merchants everywhere, after all.
We also have some connections with Technomancers over there. They should be able to tell us what happened.
We could try Anton. Aurora's a little far, but there's no place that's safe from Anton's little birds.
It's a start.
Even if abundance is run from the top down, members of the Assembly would pay attention to uprisings. Some of your local allies can help you stir up some anger in the masses. The ASC has made their lives miserable for months. People are arrested on a whisper, live huddled in fear. It would not take much to spark the powder keg.
It's a good idea, but we can't influence entire populations by ourselves. We'd need allies hidden among the people.
Back when I was an artist, I got into some altercations with Assembly members who thought my shows were blasphemy. Maybe it was because I didn't say hail to the shadow 50 times. I can't say for sure, but if we could get them to think that Victor isn't a devout believer, we could get the large religious sect of the Assembly to revoke their support and demand his banishment. Or we could just give them a little nudge in the right direction by making them believe Victor steals relics for his own use.
We'd have to stage an elaborate setup, but I like it. After all, Trickster must get what he gives. We'll need volunteers that can pretend to be ASC. The plan is right up Anton's alley. It's possible for Dandolo or the opposition to help us out too.
One last thing. I was told the High Judge endorses all of Victor's decisions, even though I know for a fact that he hates him, which is more than a bit strange. The judge is such an honest man.
Or if you're in the mood to make a scandal, I've got everything we need. Did you know that Victor employs young women to worm out information on men he keeps tabs on? And I'm not Victor, but I have a feeling he used that info to blackmail these same men. If we can prove it, the Assembly would have a major meltdown. Their beloved colonel, a pimp. To find evidence of his trafficking, we could look for the orders he gave his goons. Have you seen his hands? Far too immaculate to be doing this dirty work himself.
If Anton's letting it happen on his territory, there's probably some kickbacks in it for him. So, since he's not gonna help us, we need to gather first-hand intel ourselves. I could start asking former prostitutes, but...
Indeed. How's this? I've heard that a small faction of the Assembly blindly backs up Victor, no matter how crazy the project is. So I believe it almost certain that their chief of this faction was bribed. So unless we bribe him ourselves, we'll have to silence him.
It's not ideal, but I have no way of finding out what dirt the ASC has on that man. We'll have to go without his support, and hope we can get enough voters elsewhere.
All these ideas will indeed cut off Victor from his support network.
But?
This is going to sound self-interested, but if we could help the mutants escape from the pen, it would expedite the Colonel's downfall. The people and the Assembly would be outraged to know that after decades of civilized control, Victor was the one who couldn't keep them in check. I'd like to see the Colonel try to justify his mistake of so many slaves, particularly ones notorious for their feeble minds.
No, it's not selfish. It's a good plan. We're gonna help mutants in the pen prepare their escape. After a mass breakout like that, his reputation will never be the same. Thank you, all of you, for the ideas. Now let's make them happen. Hi.
Zachariah, do what do...
I got your well taken care of. No more creature, and it runs like new.
A man of your word. Take this, for your time and help. And if you have... A serious matter has come to my attention. Our observers in Ophir report that a mutant group...
Probably fixing the city's shutters. Aurora's attacks blew a hole in Ophir's roof, considering how important it is to get it fixed.
Humans hurt other humans and mutants face death. Yes. Well, they are being held apart from the rest. They must be saved, Zach.
I'll do what I can. Can't guarantee anything.
Your best is better than our nothing. My brothers in Ophir...
I heard you escaped. How'd you do it?
Through a very sad and beautiful story. Sad because of the lives such success cost. Beautiful for the outcome. Factories of pain and sadness. Mutants are harassed by fellow inmates and guards alike. Beaten, mistreated, forced to work. One day, one of my people had fallen from exhaustion. I tried to stop a guard from hitting him. Understand, I am not violent, but their violence had to... Rioting soon had become the only solution. We never had the thought of running away, only the need to show we would not live.
You remember his name?
Yes, Roy Temperance. He had a boy. Innocence, I believe. They gave us to...
A soldier?
A Technomancer. Placed there by his superiors for disobeying orders, from what I understood. No one dared look him in the eyes.
Yeah, I knew Sean. He was my master. He was growing tired of the path Abundance was taking, and he
I am sorry, Zachariah. even if his death made way for her escape.
Greetings, Zachariah.
Rumor is Aurora's dowser was deposed. I need to know it's more than rumor, though. If it's true, we might be able to convince some members of the Assembly that Victor...
Even though I don't like the idea of continuing the conflict between Abundance and Aurora, that has caused so much... I have a few contacts among Aurora's Technomancers. They're not quite brothers, but they're at least like cousins. And I've heard their message... Let me show you. This one here. If you go, you may be able to stop one of their couriers. If the news you're expecting is as important as you...
Thanks, Melvin.
Zachariah, I've received a message from Dandolo. He has some information on the disappearance of patients.
Really? Did he learn where he was taken?
The ASC had him locked up in an old dome near Ophir. In his message, he says that it's a dome that Technomancers used to use.
Hard to forget. Yes. That's where initiations would take place before a mantis destroyed everything. We'll have to go free him. The place must be teeming with soldiers fighting for Victor.
Hey, good looking.
Zachariah, I'm going to need...
What's going on?
You probably remember that someone turned in my mother. She was one of our backers in Ophir. Without her... And then there was Kane's attack while we were about to seal the deal with that Aurora official. Someone turned us to our enemies once again. This can't be... Beyond the fact that what happened to my mother deserves vengeance, I must stop the one who was behind.
Are you thinking of someone in particular?
No. Only a few people knew my plans, and even fewer my mother's identity. Especially not Kane. He must have been given information. I don't have a name, unfortunately, and that's why I'm asking for your assistance. It's probably someone close. Someone who lived in Ophir with a good excuse to travel to Noctis often.
All right. I guess that we could learn more about that traitor, but...
Thank you, Zachariah.
Hi there. You know Phobos?
I should hope so. It was him who freed me from the mine.
You are welcome. I hope we will all be...
Someone tried to sabotage his plans. Maybe the mutants who used to be close to him. The ones that went to Ophir and Noctis.
Whether they went to Ophir or Noctis, I do not know. But I have heard the two of your right hands, Seth and Deimos.
In Mutant Valley?
No, not there. We saw them for...
Thank you.
Look around, please, but don't break nothing.
I'm looking for mutants that may have been in both Ophir...
There are many. Before settling in the valley, most mutants from...
Any of them still go back to Noctis regularly? Any that might have been close to Phobos?
Fewer than many, for sure. Why? Are you...
Stop. Don't do that. My friend here is only trying to help me with a personal issue. One of our own, I believe. Sabotage missions we took on to try and help.
So, someone with a grudge against you.
But they wouldn't have known about Phobos' mother.
Then someone from Kane's clan who was once close to Phobos. His friends Deimos.
Sure, of course. Goodbye then.
Of course. Come back if...